Today, we honor the curious minds that challenge the status quo, break barriers, and explore the unknown to unlock new opportunities. To ignite real change, let's embark the spark of this moment. Hello, everyone. I am Ashwin Singh Chauhan, and I extend a warm welcome to all our incredible innovators to the elimination rounds of TUP Season 10. Get ready to unleash your spark factor in this intense battle of brilliance because securing a win here is the ticket to semi-finals to one of the most prestigious B school competitions in the country, the Ultimate Pitch Season X. So let's get started. At Reliance, we thrive on fresh ideas and innovations. It's deeply embedded in our core, shaping every aspect of our business and social initiatives. The Ultimate Pitch was conceived with this spirit, serving as a platform for curious, pioneering minds eager to showcase their next big spark. Now, in our 10th season, TUP has evolved into an unparalleled journey, continuing the decade long legacy we flagged off the competition physically in the top 20 B schools across the country. At each of these institutes, we were met with enthralling audiences. The insightful sessions led by our visionary leaders truly sparked curiosity and creativity. But that was just the beginning. We have expanded our reach, connecting with thousands of students through digital platforms and virtual events, sparking this competition into a pan India celebration of bold ideas and innovation. Now, it's with great excitement that I invite you to experience the magic of our campus launches and highlights of our pan India virtual launch with this video. Wow, what an incredible response to TUP Season X has received this year. Over 22,800 registrations, more than 1,900 idea submissions, with 1 crore plus website impressions and 155K plus social media reach. The launch of TUP Season X was a huge success. And now we move on to the elimination rounds. A huge thank you to everyone for making such a remarkable launch. TUP Season X kicked off with a bang. Innovators from across the country registered to showcase the spark factor and compete for the ultimate glory. Each idea was bold, visionary, and aimed at tackling real world challenges. Our evaluators worked tirelessly to ensure no submission went unnoticed, carefully selecting those that had the X factor, that extra spark over the others. Those exceptional teams with remarkable ideas have qualified for the elimination rounds for this ultimate competition. A big congratulations to all the teams advancing to the rounds of TUP Season X. Kudos to each one of you for bringing your spark factor to this competition. Let's now do a quick rundown of what's expected to happen. I shall be calling out the team names. We will play their 3-minute video on screen. Then teams will get 3 minutes to pitch their idea to the jury. This will be followed by a quick 4-minute Q&A round. We request the teams to keep an eye on the time. Also, post each team's presentation, we will have the jury take a minute to score the teams individually before we move on to the next team. You will be judged on 5 parameters. Your idea should be futuristic, solve a real world problem, challenge conventional wisdom, practical and scalable, have a strong business case. For the ultimate champions of this season, the national winners will take home a grand cash prize. And that's not all. We are thrilled to announce more rewards. Elimination round winners and runner-ups will receive 50,000 rupees and 25,000 rupees respectively, along with exclusive TUP merchandise. National finalists will be mentored by CXOs of startups at Reliance and helping you ignite the spark factor even further. Additionally, all national finalists and select semi-finalists will stand a chance to win the pre-placement offer interviews. National finalists and select semi-finalists will have the ultimate opportunity to engage in self-reflection and enhance their skill with Level Up. So get ready to bring your A game and give it everything you have got. But hold on, what's a competition without a stellar jury? So we are thrilled to have some of the brightest minds from Reliance and the industry with us today. They will be closely assessing your presentations, evaluating your ideas, and will provide their inputs at the end of your presentation. I'm so thrilled to announce our esteemed jury for this elimination round. Mr. Tarun Jagga is the Senior Vice President, Staple Fiber Business, Reliance Industries Limited, and Mr. Sam Zach, CEO of Vision Express. And with that, let's get started. Now I'd like to call upon our very first team, Team Celestia.
Imagine this, you're at a party and you want a drink. Today we are excited to introduce Celestia, a premium mocktail line under the iconic Campa Cola brand. To give you a better idea, let's listen in on a quick conversation between two friends as they discover Celestia.
Hey Sanshia, do you remember Campo Cola, that iconic drink from our childhood?
Oh, of course, Camper Cola was everywhere back in the day. Wait, isn't it making a comeback?
Yep, Campo Cola is back and with a twist. Reliance bought the brand in 2022 and now they've relaunched it. But the most exciting part, they've introduced a new mocktail line called Celestia. You've got to hear about this.
Celestia? That sounds fancy. What's so special about it?
Well, it's not your typical sugary soda. Celestia is all about the luxury feel without the alcohol. It's a range of mocktails that offer sophisticated, refreshing flavors and it's healthier too.
That sounds amazing. I've been tired of the usual drinks. What else makes it stand out?
Glad you asked. The non-alcoholic drink market is booming, especially with a younger crowd. Campo Cola through Celestia is tapping into a space where no major soft drink player is present right now, which gives it an edge.
Wow, so who exactly are they targeting?
Well, here's where it gets interesting. They're focusing on health-conscious young adults. These are people who live digital-first, eco-friendly lifestyles and are always looking for unique experiences. And Celestia delivers on all fronts. It's low-calorie, sustainable, and of course, stylish. They've even got loyalty programs and interactive contests lined up to keep the engagement going.
I love this, and I think it fits well with Camper Cola's legacy because while the parent brand brings back the nostalgic value, Celestia is all about modernizing the brand appeal. It's like merging the old school charm of Camper with today's sustainability driven trends, right? But tell me this, who else are they collaborating with to make this happen?
They're being smart about that too. They're partnering with influencers and wellness brands to create a buzz on social media.
This is really well thought out. So, what's the strategy to get Celestia in people's hands?
It's a solid go-to-market strategy. Just like Campo Cola's classic approach, Celestia will be disruptive in pricing to attract younger customers. They're positioning it as a perfect drink for even family functions. You'll start seeing it in the retail space soon, along with their online platforms. And for working professionals, it's being marketed as a premium alternative to cocktails, which is a smart move, I would say.
I love how they're covering all the bases. What's next on the roadmap?
They've laid out a detailed plan. They focused on research, brand positioning, product development, launching marketing campaigns, and developing partnerships. And further down the line, they've planned out a soft launch ahead of a big national launch.
It sounds like they're not leaving anything to chance. And I can't wait to try Celestia.
Absolutely.
Hello, team. Here we bring to you our product, Celestia. So, one big pain point of our target customers is that non alcoholics do not have anything that would give the feel that the ones who drink alcohol do have. The only other substitute that we have is a normal juice or the normal mocktail, which comes in cans and bottles, which do not even give the feel of drinking a premium drink. So here we bring our product. Look at the bottle. Each bottle is a visual statement, a blend of vibrant colors and a touch of luxury that stands out on any shelf. Now, speaking about each flavor, the first one we have is Serene Aqua Blue, which has a mixture of cucumber juice and blueberry. Next, we have the alluring Twilight Purple, again a mixture of blackberry and grape. And the third one, we have the Sunset Orange, which is a mixture of orange juice and pineapple. And we ensure that every juice has a low calorie, innovative flavor, eco friendly packaging, and it has natural ingredients. Now, moving on to you, Swati.
So, introducing Celestia Mocktails, the newest premium sub-brand from Campa Cola, designed to delight health-conscious consumers with bold, natural flavors, keeping wellness in mind. So, that in itself is our first challenge. And we focused on creating unique, low-sugar, all-natural beverage that can stand out on the market. So, yeah, moving on to the challenges. First, the market penetration, of course, educating customers on mocktails and positioning Celestia as both as a fun and healthy alternative. And we're competing with established players, but we're confident in our innovative edge. And on the supply chain front, we're committed to sustainability, using eco-friendly natural ingredients, even as we navigate fluctuating availability and costs. And regarding our pricing strategy, it balances premium quality and affordability, ensuring young, health-conscious consumers that they get exceptional value. And regarding distribution and logistics, it'll be a key factor as we integrate across channels like Reliance Retail while managing complexities of national scale distribution. Our goal is a seamless omni-channel experience that blends online and offline availability. And lastly, about the brand awareness, and which is very crucial. Through influencer partnerships and digital first campaigns, we're setting out to make Celestia a standout brand in the emerging mocktail market. Over to you,
Let's
Sachin.
just start quickly on competitive analysis. So basically, the current competitors for Celestia right now in market are small startups like Kati Patang or Jimmy's Cocktails, which kind of don't serve the premium segment. They are like, oh, you get a bottle, you enjoy it on yourself, and you feel like you are having some buzz in the party, but that's not it. Celestia positions itself as premium feel at affordable price targeting. So basically, we are selling a bottle of 750 ml at 800 rupees, which is quite better, you can say, as compared to other cocktails and those small 250 ml bottles. The unit economics you can discuss here. The cost of bottle generally comes around 50 to 75. Other manufacturing costs like raw materials, fruits and juices will come around 100 to 120. Extra overheads, the factory cost can be of 50 to 60. Promotion cost, we have taken 50 to 60. Labor cost is again 50 to 60, and miscellaneous we have kept 40 to 50. So the total cost might come around 340 to 375. According to the price which MRP which I have put, we will get a net profit of around 35 to 50%. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. That's a brilliant idea, I must say. Going by the competitive advantage of the moat that you have. I have just a couple of questions. One is whether this will be manufactured by you or this would be outsourced, the drink itself. What is the plan?
So basically, as we know, Reliance industry itself is a major exporter of fruits. So basically, with the plan going through, the some of the raw materials we can actually uh, make it in house, and the factories for the combination and mixing we can outsource it.
Mm, so have you thought about it completely?
Uh,
I see
the
some
value
vagueness in
chain,
it.
yeah, the value chain totally we couldn't come up with in such a short time, but I guess it can be done in house.
Okay. And second thing would be that was on the manufacturing part, right? Because
Yeah,
that would be very important to come at the economics. So if you want to
definitely.
have it very competitive at the marketplace without knowing the taste of the consumer,
Yeah.
whether they like it or not. So you are talking about a soft launch. So how do you like to go about soft launch? Is this backed by some customer consumer research?
Yes. So basically, the consumer research we did is talk to our friends and people who have recently joined any corporate. So, and who are teetotalers. So generally, they feel kind of excluded from the group talks because everyone is drinking alcohol there, and they will have either some kind of juice or soft drink. So they wanted a premium drink which will go with it, so that they don't feel left out with it in the parties and all. So they were kind of agreeing to have this, and we can actually target the family functions also, since it's alcohol free and everyone wants to remain sober in the next morning to go to college or office. This drink fits perfectly for a soft launch. I'd say geographically will be a better launch.
But key would be the recipe, your clientele, and the recipe and the taste, right?
Definitely we'll have to do a multiple test for that small segment check. Like we can test it with different demographic, first with 19 to 24 for a few samples, then we can expand the demography and regions for, so we can say a few trial rounds for a couple of months will give us an exact idea what kind of taste is generally asking in the group.
So, do you think this activity or the test trials on the consumers should be done before a soft launch?
I
uh,
feel we can start the trials like region wise, because unless we know how the reaction is, it would be like going deteriorating on the cost part. It will harm our profits as well if we launch on a large scale and if it doesn't turn out to be profitable. So we'll go region wise and sample wise. That's how the launch can be done.
Okay.
Sure. I have two questions. Nice bottling looks nice. Celestia is the sparkle, what I think that we are seeing on that. So I just had two things. One, distribution channel. So this will be sold through third-party outlets other than the Reliance stores.
Not really. So, as we mentioned, the geographical channels. Basically, we are thinking of putting it in all the Reliance stores and Smart Marts at first, with all like with soft drink segments. We can have an actual kiosk or a different set there with Celestia as the premium product.
That as a channel, if you do not have an external channel orientation, Jimmy's has probably sold, 6 to 7 million units last year. Of that, 60-70% comes through wine shops. So this is an alternate to teetotaler buying it actually not from the juices counter. So placement of this on which channel? Number one. Number two, even if it is through the Reliance channel, what's your margin that will give to that channel?
So basically, we thought of not going, like, teetotalers would not enjoy going to a wine shop to buy something like this. They would like something which they can order online directly to their houses, and which they can easily find in the market. So that's why we thought of choosing Reliance Retails, as it will give us a throughout globe chance to scale at a very fast level. So we can actually use that part of Reliance for this.
Yeah, why I was saying that is just mocktails are generally used not as an evening drink in the sense just it's used as a party drink. So mocktail
Yes.
required when there is a party, and essentially party has not 100% teetotaler parties. People are actually consume alcoholic beverage, and the guy who actually goes to stack up, he actually stacks up both the alcoholic and the non-alcoholic together, and he essentially doesn't go to buy the namkeen from Reliance only. I'm saying so that he'll get so not being placed on the other channel. I don't know whether there's an edge. Even if my second question was, even if you give to Reliance, what's the margin, the channel margin will give to them?
Just an add-on to the last one, we are actually thinking of launching it on e-commerces as well. So
Okay, so
not
if you
just
if you launch an e-commerce in Amazon, what will be the margin you will give to Amazon?
generally the margin which is given is approximately it lies between 20 to 30%.
So then
But
if you give 20 to 30%, if you give, yeah, continue. But
yeah, so if we give 20 to 30% directly to Amazon, it will definitely increase the price to a much higher level.
yeah,
So
so
we will, yeah, so we will try to come up with a deal for this, so that in the early period we can actually launch it softly on a much lower level, because we are targeting penetration pricing for this. So once we have
42,
established,
yeah.
so once we
Penetration
have
pricing will make this model 42% is your cost without GST. You add a 18% GST, probably the category GST, you're already at 60. You give a 35% margin to Amazon, you're at 90. And you
30% will
actually
be.
take a, you what you have not accounted in your costing is the damage and the expiry. So because it's a glass bottle, the damage will be around 1 to 2%, and the expiry will be around 1 to 2%, because you're launching now, your expiry will be higher for the first year. So I don't think if you do not go to high throughput channels, this actually makes a third party channel margins. Unless Reliance picks up a lower margin, will you make profits?
Uh, Actually, I've not thought about that. Uh, so basically, we thought about the channels like for the launch itself, and for the proper margins, we did the unit economics for this, and
I'm
for
taking from
online.
the unit economics only. 42% is your unit economics. I've
Yep.
calculated that on an 800 rupee price for a
Yes.
750 ml. Three
Yes.
parts of it you missed. The Reliance will
We
not
will.
sell it if you say there is zero margin. The owner of the product has to give to whichever retail format. Reliance Retail Grocery will ask to give a share a margin with them, number one. Then the
Yes.
damage and the expiry put together, plus the GST. You have not considered GST there. It's a very high GST category. So put these together, you're already at 94, 95%. And marketing, you are saying 50, which is for an 800 rupee a starting product. Why are you allocating such low marketing?
Because we will target online influencers for this. So
They won't
basically,
take, they won't take money.
generally, like the starting people don't, like, it's a very cost based thing. Like they will take the products, and we can actually pitch them products instead of
Okay,
money. So that can be a good start for marketing.
got it.
I would also like to add, like once the test launches are done, and this product at 800 rupees, once it if we feel it's a hit, we might increase the price if the profit is not well aligned after the
Then
launch.
your factor for becoming hit will actually go away.
No, increase in such a way that it is like supposing, for example, now our price is at 800 rupees. Now,
Yeah.
if we had to incorporate GST and the others that we had missed it out, so we
Yeah.
can go up to 950. It will still be less than 1200, and for our competitors that they use, the pricing that they use.
I feel you're overpriced already. You're four times three times expensive, four times expensive than Jim is.
Not really, sir. They are serving 250 ml bottles.
They buy three bottles of theirs, you will actually pay 460. Buy one bottle of yours, we paid 800. Same quantity, 750 ml.
It's not just about the quantity for our products, sir. It's about the feel and the
We
inclusivity.
should have added cocktails also here actually, because cocktail we are going to they are also going to be our competitor, because we are going to give the same
And one
look.
cocktail bottle generally starts from like 2500 to it goes
Yeah,
to
that you have not
400.
mentioned here.
Yes, we have
Yeah,
not mentioned it.
that, that's
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, thank you.
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you very much for this opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, hosts, for giving us such great insights on the solution. And Team Celestia really love the approach and the kind of problem that you have picked, especially the GTM. So, thank you so much for the insightful presentation. Now, moving ahead, I would like to welcome Team Disto to present their case.
Hello, I'm Ritika Kumar from IIM Rohtak, and my topic for business idea today is piezoelectric road safety system. India faces a high rate of road accidents, with over 150,000 deaths reported annually by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Many of these fatalities are due to delayed medical assistance and the inability to prevent multiple car collisions post the initial crash. Piezoelectric materials, which generate electric charges when subjected to mechanical stress, can provide a solution by sensing collisions in real time, triggering automated alerts to emergency services, or even activating roadside warning systems to prevent further accidents. The aim here is to reduce fatalities. So, how does this work? Piezoelectric road sensors would be embedded under key stretches of roads where traffic accidents are frequent, or we could put them in car themselves. These would detect the impact force of a collision by generating a small electric current, send this signal to a central monitoring system, which then triggers a nearby digital signage or road warnings, for example, flashing lights or barriers to alert oncoming drivers, and also automatically notify emergency services with the precise locations and severity of the crash, reducing response time. So basically, this system would be integrated with vehicle to everything V2X communication, where nearby vehicles receive warnings about accident ahead, further minimizing potential pileups. So we have sensors, connected IoT, and power, which makes them low maintenance because they would harness it themselves. So we're moving towards smart safety. Our target audience here is government bodies and automobile companies which want to integrate collision detection systems into road infrastructure. And we focus on accident prone areas like national highways and urban zones with heavy traffic, like the Delhi Jaipur highway. It would involve pilot testing and then going on to nationwide implementation. We would have key resources like researchers, partnerships, funding partners, and smart infrastructure firms. The country could benefit from this monetarily and socially because while we'll be saving lives, we'll also be having some cost savings for insurance companies and governments alike. That was my idea. Thank you for your time.
So piezoelectric road systems. So to scale a project of this sort of ambition, we need a framework for project management. Here I've used the Prince2 framework, which starts with project initiation, then goes on to planning, where I identify the stakeholders, what kind of sensors would be used, which would be part of the technology, and then pilot execution in phases. So these would be three phases. First, the initial application, then the calibration, and then monitoring part. Next, we come to execution and scalability, where we identify what the expansion will look like, what the revenue and cost structure will be, what sort of resources we require. Then project control and monitoring, where of course we have metrics. And then finally, project closure and scaling, where national implementation is the aim. So piezoelectric materials generate electric charges when subjected to mechanical stress. And these will trigger automated alerts to both emergency services as well as warning systems to prevent further accidents by alerting nearby cars. The aim here is to reduce fatalities. So how does this work? So we have two models here. We could either have road sensors would be embedded under key stretches of roads where accidents are frequent, like high-speed highways or intersections. And the second model we have are to embed them in cars themselves, because what better way to detect collisions than between the cars? So these materials would detect the impact force of a collision by generating a small electric current. So the components of the sensor would be materials with piezoelectric properties, such as PZT or PVDF. And then there would be electrodes used to collect the electric is generated. This would send a signal to a central monitoring system, which would trigger nearby digital signage or road warnings to alert oncoming drivers. For this, you need a signal processor circuit to convert the electrical signal into usable data. And this would automatically notify emergency services with the precise location and severity of the crash, reducing response time. So the goal here is, of course, smart safety. For this, we need smart planning. So I would propose using the agile iterative model for project development, where we see the requirements, we make the design, we do the training, testing, and after the deployment and review, we again go on with the iterative step to see what is wrong. So we, of course, I said in the video before that we have vehicle to everything communication, we have IoT monitoring systems. The best part about this is that these are self-sustaining. So the maintenance costs are low because the materials harvest energy by themselves. So the target audience and focus was already discussed: accident-prone areas, low visibility zones like foggy areas, high bending mountain ways, urban zones with heavy traffic. What are the expectations here? This already aligns with government plans. For example, in 2021, more talked about new state support program. This is a centrally sponsored 6-year program for 14 states that contributes 85% of the total road fatalities. And their aim is zero road fatalities on Indian roads. The World Bank and Asian Development Bank has each announced US $250 billion in funding to support this initiative. And DRDO has already started working on these kind of sensors. So we could have benefits and this could be implemented.
So thanks, Ritika. This was the problem identified and the problem statement, and the solution to it is perfect. Looks like great.
Thank you, sir.
Only two things uh, that come to my mind: implementation of this project. The
Yes.
product that you have, idea is great. What is that product exactly? How this will be embedded into a road if if we want to go to that route?
Okay. So the idea here is using piezoelectric materials that are already being researched to harvest energy. But all the countries that keep researching it, including India, always come to the realization that while they could work as sensors, they're not that good as working as energy harvesters because the energy they generate is quite less. So piezoelectric materials are materials when you put force on them, they are able to highly sense that force and then convert that to electrical signals. So, in a country like India, where road accidents are very high, even if we are not able to harvest the energy, if we create a mode of embedding them in the roads and creating a sensor system, we'll be able to sense collisions because these materials are very good at sensing even small collisions. So collisions they would be able to pick up very easily. Obviously, there's some sort of a some sort of a mistake risk factor to consider that they could
No,
also
no,
sense other
Ritika,
things at
sorry,
times.
sorry to interrupt. I've understood the
Sorry.
concept. I'm just
Yes,
saying
sir.
how this would be embedded in the road,
So this would be part of
because
the
it's
road
very important
construction.
not to become a part of the road itself. Correct.
Hmm.
So we have three or four types of road that is being laid in India all the time:
Yes. Yes.
concrete road, bitumen road, and there could be the third, which is geo road. Correct, on the
Yes.
slopes and all. So
Yes.
how this solution would be embedded in the road itself?
Yes. So in the pilot testing, this would be most easily implemented on highways because there would be a layer of asphalt, then there would be a safety layer for the piezoelectric materials, and then they would be embedded in boxes. This has already been implemented in Israel, I think, on their highways, where they are trying to harvest energy actually, and they put boxes with circuit boards and then with obviously a protection layer, then the piezoelectric materials, and then there another layer of asphalt or concrete actually. So this could
Okay.
easily be done on highways. It would be a little more difficult on mountain ways, so I think more research would be required for that.
Okay. So you are saying this model already exists in Israel, right? And then
Yes,
what is
but
the
the
cost
aim
element?
is different. Sorry. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is the cost element?
Sir, for the pilot testing, my budget estimate is a little rough, but we would require 4 million rupees, considering all the sensors, the technology, the project management, and then obviously the implementation, the infrastructure required for this. If you want to go beyond pilot testing, then this could go to up to 18 crores per different roads. So we'd have to identify which roads are most viable and then pick one to do pilot testing and then keep on increasing our development.
Okay. So
So
the most important thing in your product first is the costing, which I'm not clear, because you have to look at the embedded cost with the road. So
yes, yes.
laying down a concrete road of 1 kilometer will cost
Hmm.
how much? Do you have any idea?
Uh, the sensors themselves, if we they are like 30,000 INR, and if we take 50 units per road to think of 1 kilometer stretches, then sensor themselves could take 15 lakh. Then the installation would take 10 lakh. Then we would have the data transmission software, the installation, sorry, the integration start software. They would cost around 8 to 10 lakhs. This part, the last part is a little rough. Then the calibration would come to 3 lakh, and then we'd have to have some contingency budget estimate also, about
Okay.
10%.
So typically a road today, concrete road takes almost 2.5 crore per kilometer, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir. So the
Yeah.
initial capital requirement is high. I do understand that, but the maintenance of this is very low. Once installed, it's done. You don't have to keep on checking up on it or remodeling it because they keep the piezoelectric materials. They're able to create energy for themselves also to keep on working. They're
Okay.
self-sustaining in this.
And what would be the implementation strategy?
Like I said, there are two models of this. Either you could lay it on the road and have a set of sensors, then integrate it to data transmission, connect that to medical services and other
No,
car systems.
implementation strategy, when I was saying market participants, how you will get to them. So all the roads are done by the contractors. And
We
most of
could.
the contractors, even it is specified, even it is regulated by the government, they might not use it.
Hmm. So I would like to talk about the monetary benefits for this to give an incentive to them. That once installed, this could lead to data. There would be a lot of data traffic that we could monitor, and if that is a requirement for these companies, for these contractors, that is something up their alley. They would want to participate. We could also go for a public-private model, a partnership model, and I would think that, with the coming age, data is something anybody would want to have if they're able to use that to their value. If they're able to use traffic monitoring systems and understand what is up with the roads, what is up with the car traffic, this could be
Okay,
valuable.
Ritika. Okay, thank you. Sam, over to you, please.
Yeah. So, I with two things. I think the user case is very limited to pile up,
Oh.
and the pile up is limited to the foggy north, and most of the rest of the India. The accident is caused by speed, and even if you
Hmm.
see a vehicle which actually met with an accident, you might go and hit it, and you get into an accident is lesser. So piling up accident death is your number says total accident. Piling up accident would be very limited in that. Number one. So is that true? The real accidents are high, I agree, but not the pile up accidents.
In my research, pile-up accidents, while lesser than other causes, are also quite significant. So this would be like a byproduct of having this. And also, sir, these are also transmitting to medical services. So they're also increasing the speed of first responders. So the people themselves in the crash are also getting help faster. So that is the main thing I would like you to focus on.
Yeah.
Obviously, the pile-up thing, while in my research, I've discovered that Western India and North India are the places with the highest road accidents. So if North India is being benefited because of foggy climate, then that is a big win for us.
The one which could be controlled through a, speed alarm, you're trying to
Hmm.
recreate a pile up one. So prevent
Yes.
accident, you give a heavier speed alarm. Though
Hmm.
mine
And, and
user case is limiting your usage to any other purpose in the road accident. So if therefore you exclude a lot of consumers. So
so,
whoever is not in a, so for example, we are driving in Bangalore, we'll never pile up because
hmm,
there is no chance of you running at 10 kilometer
hmm,
per
hmm,
hour. Right? But
that
then
is
all of the Bangalore customers, unless you travel outside, there is no user case.
hmm,
Same is with Bombay. Unless you drive to Pune, drive to elsewhere, you don't need this. That's a user case
oh,
is one concern. Commercial, I think in implementation is how Tarun was saying, implementation with the agencies involved in this is humongous. It's far easier. Why don't you integrate this into a simple the fast tag, a mechanism in the fast
hmm.
tag. So and 15 lakhs in the road for a kilometer versus what is the cost in a car?
Okay, so I'd like to answer both questions. For
Yeah.
the first question, sir, I'd also like to talk about future prospects. Today we are talking about road accidents. Tomorrow we can talk about weather conditions on the road itself. That you should not go by this road because the piezoelectric sensors are saying that it's too foggy or it's too dangerous, and it could reroute entire traffics and maybe stop a lot of accidents from happening itself. We can even go beyond roads to weather climate sensing, which is already being researched by Indian DRDO, I think. And for the second question about could you please repeat the second question, sir? The
Second question
second
was you
part.
are saying 15 lakh rupees, 15 plus 10, 25 lakh rupees per kilometer is the road strategy, the cost of
Hmm.
implementation. The same
Hmm.
product moving to a car is going to cost how
Huh.
much? You said it be
So
fitted on the vehicle.
that was why obviously India is known for not for having a lot of broken roads. That is why my second model was putting the sensor in the cars themselves. Now for this, the model itself, I said was the second model because you'll have to have a completely different set of collaborators. You'll have to collaborate with automobile industry itself. So
No,
that
what
I
is the
have
cost?
included.
Question about what is the costing?
Um, to be honest, I have not done that budget
A
estimate,
15
but
lakh
I
rupee technology in the road will never work 15 lakhs in a Kia car.
that is true.
And that looks more implementable for me compared to the road one.
Hmm.
As he was saying, contractors will take another 10 lakh from you.
That is
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done. Those are my two questions. So right now you don't have a product model for the car, the vehicle one.
Not exactly, but I could come up with it, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ritika. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jury, for such an insightful inputs, and thanks for the amazing presentation, Team Risto. Now let's allow our jury a minute to complete scoring with the teams. Meanwhile, we make their assessments. Let us have some fun. What do you say? We'll have an interesting trivia questions about Reliance. All you need to do is try to guess the answers in the comment section. The first person to answer correctly gets our amazing TUP merchandise. Ready? Ready? Here we go. Thank you for answering those questions. Winners can reach out to our social media, and especially Sashpat Parmar, you are the winner. Please reach out to us on our social media handles or support@unstop.com. Now, moving on, I'd like to call our the next team, Valiant Kamikazes. All the best.
Hi everyone, do you know why we're losing our hairs? It's not because of the stress that everybody says, but it's because of the microbiome level that is beneath our scalp. The pH level, the moisture, the intensity of the heat are all affecting our hair health. Now let's dive deeper into it. The market for dandruff in India is already going to hit a 1 billion in a few years, and the hair loss treatment is already a behemoth. So I've been talking about the microbiomes for a long time. So what exactly is it? So the mix of good microorganisms that are required for our healthy scalp to exist is what microbiomes are. And more of that or less of that would only create an imbalance in our hairs. And to tackle those problems, we require a product that will measure it to the accurate levels. But in today's technology, it is impossible to measure it. After much research, I found out that from the moisture and pH measurement, we can have a perfect gauge at our microbiomics levels. So here is my recommendation. That is Renovo. Renovo will measure the moisture and pH level, and from there we will get the cumulative degree of severity score that will reflect directly into our app. Based on your score, I have grouped into four groups. That is good, mild, high, and extreme. If you fall under the good group, then no intervention is required. But if you fall under the mild, high, and extreme, then we have certain recommendations for you. In India, there are specific product for your face according to the face skin type. Let's say you have acne prone skin or an oily skin, then you have certain products just to cater to them. But in case of hair treatment, that isn't the case. So what we have here is, like, let's say if your score is between mild to high, then you will get directly the products that you need in our Innova app. But if your score is more than high, then you require certain recommendation from professional. So consultancy service will also be there just to cater to your problems for a certain charge, of course. So I've taken the pricing of 1499 with a desired profit margin of around 15%. And the sales that I'm going to expect is 100, 120 crores and 150 crores in the next 3 years with the profit of 20, 23 and 35 crores respectively. I've taken the CAGR of 20% because of its limited exclusion, because the product is for everyone. The skin type, the gender, the age, the ethnicity, it doesn't matter. In the end, only the microbiomic level of your scalp is going to get measured, and the recommendation that we are going to give is all according to that. And how our market strategy would be, we are going to target the pharmacy, the salon chain, the dermatologist, because they are the most likely people to get interacted with the people who are in need of that. And so through this, we're going to market our product.
Good evening, everyone. We are Team Valiant Kamikazes, and today we are excited to address a crucial gap in hair care industry. Many consumers struggle with scalp health issues like dandruff, dryness, and hair thinning due to imbalance in scalp microbiomes, often caused by stress, pollution, and inadequate care. Our focus is on providing long-term solutions that target the root cause of these problems, ensuring healthier hair and scalp over the time. We surveyed around 220 individuals to understand their hair care concerns. 74% prefer personalized hair care solution and 60% were more aware of scalp health but remained confused about choosing the right product. Stress, pollution, and inadequate care were commonly linked to these dandruff, thinning, and scalp irritation. This highlights the significant gap in the market, with consumer needing long-term personalized solution instead of short-term fixes. Over to you, Dinika.
The product, as my peer stated, focuses more on the health of your scalp. Now, this can be catered via microbiome levels, which are already present in your scalp. Now, why microbiomes? Being a girl, we usually face problems, be it lengthening, be it glow, be it shine, be it the bounce level. Here, the microbiome plays a very good role because microbiomes give space to your follicles where good bacteria as well as keratin can enter. And we all know keratin is a very, very good alternative to give your hair the necessary bounce and the necessary shine. We also did some secondary research which yielded a CAGR of 6.35%. Now, by focusing on pH as well as the moisture level, we can figure out the scale of the healthy as well as extremity of the moisture as well as pH level present in your scalp. Next slide. Now, the working. We have incorporated a scale that measures the microbiome level in your hair. If it's around 0 to 4, your hair falls under a good range. If it's between 4 to 7, then it's mild to high. However, if it's beyond 7, then it's way too high, and if it's above 10, then it's way too extreme. Here is what we'll be doing. If it's in your extremity area, then we are here to provide you recommendations as well as appointments from our specialist. Moving on.
So I'll be discussing the pricing and the financials. So to start with, the COGS of the product is 1,150, which includes raw materials of 1,100 rupees and manufacturing and assembly cost of 50 rupees. It also includes operating expense of 120 rupees, which includes research and development, marketing and advertisement, and administrative and overhead cost. So the total cost of the product will be around 1,270. We are keeping a desired profit margin of 229 rupees, and therefore the targeted price will be around 1,500. Regarding the financials, we're expecting a sales of 100 crore in the first year, 120 crore in the second year, and 150 crore in the third year, and a profit of 20 crore in the first year, 23 crore in the second year, and 35 crore in the third year. Regarding our go-to-market strategy, we will be doing partnership with salon chain, content creators, and dermatologists. We'll be analyzing the data, and on that data, we'll be doing a define strategies. We'll define a strategy and also decide the profit margin on a product. And who is it for? This product is for everyone. This is for all the skin types, all the genders, all the age, and all the ethnicities. And regarding its sustainability, this is a long-term product. It requires minimal power, and it has no harmful chemicals, and also it has minimal waste reduction. That's all for our team. Thank you, and we're open for Q&A sessions.
Yeah, thank you, team. Must say good idea, but a lot of these kind of ideas are already prevailing in the marketplace. So what is unique about it?
So the idea like the microbiomes that are very important for our measurement of the scalp health. There are products for the moisture level measurement and for the pH level measurement, but there is no product in the market just to measure both of them in a single place. And we know that from our research that you require the pH level measurement and the moisture level measurement just to gauge at the levels of your microbiomes in your scalp. So that is the USP of our product.
So what is the clientele that you're targeting for?
Sir, it is B2C, sir. We will be selling it directly to the customer because it is very personalized. Like all the data that we get, like in
I have
the
an issue. I have an issue here.
yeah.
I'm
Yes, sir.
suffering with hair loss, right?
Yes, sir.
So how do I come to know about your product? Number one, and how will I get that kind of a trust to go for your product? Because this is extremely sensitive. There has to be credentials. This has to be can convert into a lot of claims if it reacts with somebody's body or the scalp or anything goes wrong. So
Sir,
how this
we are
product has been tested? Yeah, sorry, has been
yes, sir.
tested for all this aspect.
Yes, sir. Like I've already said, we are not extracting any value, anything from the we are not inserting anything. It's just we are like you have seen the moisture level measurer. What they do was they just pour it on the surface and it gets the measurement. Similarly to that, we don't add any chemicals to it. We are not adding chemicals to the scalp on the head. So what we are doing is we are taking what is there already, so we are extracting that, and from there we are gauging what the values are, and the meter that we have here is directly connected to our app. So all the pointers that we get there, according to that we are getting already customized products that will be available on our app.
So this
Yes,
is
sir.
only a measurement device, correct? Nothing
Yes,
else.
sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Nothing else. We are not adding any chemical here. And there are products just to measure moisture and pH level. So this is not like entirely new thing that we are like coming out with, coming up with. So this is already existing, and just the idea that nobody is using to know what the measurements of the microbiomes are. This is what the newity is coming from.
So, but as a consumer, how will you buy mean?
So that we have
Why
to
should I go for
like.
the even the measurement of this pH or kind of stuff? I don't see any value in it for me unless this gives me ultimate solution that I'm looking for.
So, sir, the thing is, what we'll be doing is we are giving you measurement. Now, I, as a girl, is very confused. I'm trying different products. I don't know what's not working, what's actually working. Some of them cause dandruff, some of them are causing lengthening issues. However, they're catering to one or the other problem. But my hair is getting damaged anyways. This is what will come into play. I'll get to know what my hair situation actually is. We have skin issues also. We actually go to check if we are acne prone skin, a combination skin, and then we buy products that suit our skin type. Similarly, if we have an oily scalp, then our pH will differ, our moisture level will differ. If we have a dry scalp, our moisture level will be way less. So by knowing the condition of our scalp, we'll be getting more aware on what products would actually suit our scalp so that we can promote more healthy growth.
Okay, but so far I'm not convinced, honestly,
You can ask
even
us
to buy or
questions.
even to try out this product.
Sir, but why, sir?
Similarly, something is which is very unknown. We are not used to. So who would be your clientele then? This is very evolved consumers, correct? And this
So
would be how much?
people
This
are.
would be just 5% or the 2% of the whole population.
So no, sir. Hair loss problem is very prevalent in our youth, at least. I know that because I have friends who are like very stressed up regarding this problem. So they are very likely to buy it, sir. Because
They will simply go for the readily available solutions which are available in the marketplace,
but
like
how,
hair
sir?
loss shampoos,
Yeah.
or there are the nowadays lot many hair salons also, the cosmetic producers also, they give this kind of solution.
So that's the case. The current market, they cater around the profitability and they don't recommend the what the clear solution the customer requires. If I am suffering from a hair fall, I might go to some normal clinic. I might go on Amazon or YouTube and search for a product. Okay, I want a hair dandruff product shampoo, so it will recommend me some certain products. But if I want something for a longer term, if I want something that will cater my solution, that will give me a product that can help me reducing those problems in a longer run, for that I need something that will provide a real insight about my scalp health. It's like the agriculture field. If something is going on up there, I need to know about the reality. I don't need a product recommended on YouTube and everyone is using it. I need certain product that is personalized just for my scalp and my hair.
Okay, okay. What do you
I
saying,
can give
please?
an example to make you understand this better if it's okay.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
There are already domats present, there are already cosmetic salons present, but people are still using minimalist. The brand is still growing. Why is that? Because they cater to the influencer market. They made people aware of their skin type. what problems they are facing, and then the customers are now buying products irrespective of going to doormats or not. They are procuring minimalist, they are checking what their skin type is. Similarly, we can also cater to influencer marketing. They can make people aware of how different scalp types are, what basic products they can use to cater to that. So this would work in that similar manner, like this minimalist works. Earlier, also, people didn't used to focus that much on skincare, or they used to go to some skin doctors. But now people are getting aware, the generation is getting aware, they are using products like these.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
I have.
Sam, if you have some question, yeah, please.
Yeah. The first of all, I was surprised. Why did you do this kamikazes as your name?
Sir,
Kamikazes,
it's just yeah,
suicide,
sir. It,
which is pilot goes and suicides.
yes, sir. Like we have been winning case comps like in the last year. So after that, we have stopped winning case comp. So like
Okay.
after a year of hiatus, this is the first time we came up to this round. So
That
like
was just
let's
a.
yes,
Yeah.
sir.
But see, I actually like what Tarunji was asking. Are you guys talking about that equipment or the solution, the shampoo that you will recommend after you use this, and then there's a recommendation? No, it's only the equipment.
Sir, our like people don't know what product they
That's
should
what I
use.
understood.
So
I understood the
yeah, yes,
user
sir.
case. Yeah, I'm
Yes,
only
sir. I'm
asking
talking.
about your product is that electronic equipment, right?
Yes, sir. The
Which had a
equipment
display
will
and you have to use it on your scalp.
yes, sir. It will yes, sir. The equipment is the main product. So it will give us the data what our hair health is. So the data will only reflect what we actually require. So we are cutting very like we are deleting many steps here. Like people, what people used to
So
do.
for
People will
my question, I got the answer. So if that is the case, I'm saying, so if I purchased, I'm a consumer, I purchased it, I checked, I got both the pH and the macro measurement. Okay. I still have to go to Google or a YouTube to figure out which shampoo is best if my pH value is this and the microbe is this.
No, sir, that is where our app comes into place. We've devised an entire scale based on your microbiome level. If it's extremity, then we'll also recommend you certified doctors as appointments. If it is between mild to high,
Yeah,
we'll be
got it.
recommending you
Then
good
rather I
products
will
also.
go to doctor first. I will directly go to doctor. Why should I buy this? If you are
That is
also
the thing I
recommending a
explained.
doctor later, you are trying to make me a doctor through this equipment, a free
If
doctor.
if the situation is that extreme, obviously, sir,
If not,
whenever you have,
if not, if it's just mild to high
yeah, then we'll be recommending you products on our app, which are also again certified and reliable with proper certifications
with
present.
the products from PNG and Unilever.
Yes. Yes.
We'll also state the formulations that are present so that people will be more aware, like these are specifically for your problem, these formulations are must for your problem. They can even Google it to verify, they can even go to doctors to verify, so that will also build on trust for us. Same works for skincare also, sir. They specify certain formulations, they specify chemicals. If you go to a doctor, the dermat says that these are actually good for your skin. That's the entire concept.
Understood. Yeah. Okay. Then the next question was about the pricing. You are showing 20% margin on this product on the MRP that you will actually expecting. Correct? The
no,
sale
sir.
value.
On the COGS, we are expecting 15% profit margin just to be feasible.
Your sales is COGS or sales value?
No, 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 sir. The pricing is based on what the metal cost is. On top of that, we are giving 15% profit margin. So the desired profit margin. That's why we are getting a target price of this 14.99.
So for 1,500 rupees, I have to pay for, and you are saying
Yeah.
we'll get 15% margin on the COGS.
No, 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 sir. So like the cost to build this product is 1270. On
I'm
top
seeing
of that,
1150 here.
15%.
Okay, total 1270.
Sir.
Yes. So you're doing markup
Yes,
basically.
sir.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir. So cost-based pricing this is.
Okay. So which is like a 15% on MRP. The
Yes,
electronic
sir.
gadgets, do they have this kind of margins?
Yes, sir. Like, so this is the entirely new product, sir. So nobody's doing
Channel
this.
of
If
sales?
we keep this, sir,
Understood. Channel of sales?
sir, this has to be online, sir. We can't go to the stores for this.
Okay. How many people have researched for a product like this on online? Did you do any research on that?
No, sir, we haven't done research on this because this is an idea that we got after researching what are the problems that are related to the hairs. So it's based on that and not on the sales type. So this is entirely for
Maybe
the product based
the
concept.
problem is existing, but maybe the solution is not this. You want to arrest hair fall and you manufactured an electronic device for that. Just to confirm to a
Sir,
person,
but
yes, you have hair fall.
Yeah. What is the pH level and
no,
what is the scalp health?
We,
To
we
confirm
don't
him
only
that
want
yes,
to
you have
we
a
don't only we don't only want to arrest hair fall, we want to arrest dandruff, bounce, shine, glow. There are a lot of
understood.
problems associated
Understood, but
with the hair.
the solution is not there. It's only to identify to reconfirm to him you got a problem.
It's to reconfirm the level of problem you've got and what
Got it.
formulations are necessary to cure that.
Got it. Good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
sir.
Just another question. Just sorry, Sam. Do
Yeah.
we have these kind of devices in the marketplace?
no, sir. This is entirely new.
So, okay. So that explains why there is no one has thought about this device so far. Because I'll go to a doctor, perhaps like for the eyes, I have to go to the doctor and he'll check it and tell me, okay, this is the problem, then this is the solution, whether you want to go for it or not. Similarly, I'll go for, if I have some issue, I'll go to a doctor and he'll be able to tell me this is the solution and this is the pricing. And he'll be doing the testing free, perhaps. Anyway, good at
Sir,
it.
but no, sir. Yeah,
This
I have a thing.
this
So we
What is the one last question I have? What's the margin that on a television? What is the margin? Or a blender? What's the margin?
sir,
The
we have don't
manufacturer
no
gets
idea.
what margin on a blender?
No, sir, we don't have any idea about that.
So these are all assumed cost. You have not done research on the costing.
Yes, sir. The problem statement of the case com is like you have to bring an idea about what you're solving. So this is not based on the sales. This financial and pricing is just to say that we are feasible, just to
Okay,
prove that.
if it is within this, you will be profitable. It's an assumption. Okay, chalo.
Yeah, yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thanks, guys.
Thank
This
you
is a
very much.
product based idea. Yes,
Understood.
sir.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, jury. I guess you guys also really like this representation. And team, Valiant Kamikazes, not only it's an interesting name, but it's an interesting case. All the very best. Thank you for the amazing presentation. Now, for the next, let's go to team Charche. All the best.
ਚਾਲ ਪਿਆ ਦੀ ਐਸੀ ਨਿਰਾਲੀ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਪਾਇਆ ਮੋਰਾ
Founded in 2022 in Nagloi, Delhi, Church an empty space challenges the notion that art is only for the privileged. It aims to create an inclusive environment for all the communities and backgrounds. Taking this mission one step further, we're developing a digital platform to serve as a one-stop hub for performing art enthusiasts. Acting as a community builder, aggregator, and fundraisers for artists, this platform will foster connections, support creativity, and ensure that art is accessible to everyone. अक्सर कलाकारों को कई मुश्किलों का सामना करना पड़ता है, जैसे पैसे जुटाना, दूसरे कलाकारों को ढूंढना और नाटकों और वर्कशॉप की जानकारी देना. And this was deduced by us by conducting a survey with 600 plus respondents. Also, the survey revealed that 80% of the artists find collaboration very important, and 90% of the respondents are interested in community building activities. There's a huge opportunity to capitalize on this demand. Over 40% of the people are willing to spend between 2,000 to 5,000 rupees per month on performing arts activity, with approximately 7% willing to spend more than 5,000 rupees. Additionally, 80% of the people are interested in investing in production with a return on capital. And hence we want to launch this app with our 4 segments catering to different demands.
जिद हमारे भीतर की वो जिद जो लगातार व्यक्त करते रहना चाहती है। जिद के जरिए हम उन तमाम होस्टिंग स्पेसेस और कैफेज तक पहुंचेंगे जो आपके शहरों के अंदर ओपन माइक्स करा रहे हैं। कलाकार और नाट्य संस्थाएं अक्सर आर्थिक अवस्था के आगे हार जाते हैं। भूख के जरिए इनकी प्रस्तुति को क्राउड फंडिंग का लाभ मिलेगा। हर कलाकार का ख्वाब होता है कि उसकी प्रस्तुति लोगों तक पहुंचे, उनके जहन के अंदर तमाम रंग भर दे। ख्वाब के जरिए हम रंगमंच को बढ़ावा देना चाहते हैं। हाल ये है कि हम सब सुने जाना चाहते हैं, सब कुछ कह देना चाहते हैं। रफाकत, इसके जरिए कलाकार हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म पर अपनी एक प्रोफाइल बना सकता है। उसका नाम क्या है, वो कहाँ से आता है, उसकी किस कला के अंदर रुचि है, इस तरह के तमाम सवालों के जवाब देकर वो हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म पर रजिस्टर हो जाएगा।
Hi Shark, I'm Anushka Asthana.
Hello Shark, I'm Shama Arjun.
Hello, my name is Kashi Kumar Dubey.
And we together co-founded चर्चे। आप सभी को चर्चे मुबारक।
So good evening everyone. We are Team Charche and we are here to share the journey and vision behind our venture. So it all began in 2022 with the creation of Charche, an empty space in Nagloi, Delhi, a physical space where art met accessibility. Our mission was simple yet powerful: to make art accessible to everyone and not just to a privileged few. We launched Charche as a vibrant hosting space where artists could perform, whether at open mics or in theatrical productions. It even housed a cozy cafe to add to the atmosphere. But due to some operational challenges, we had to close down the physical space. This setback led to reimagine Charche, envisioning it as a digital platform that could amplify what we'd created offline, making every hosting space like Charche. So to validate our vision, we conducted a survey with across 600 plus artists, and what we found was astonishing. 36% of the artists struggle financially. 42% of the artists lack exposure and visibility. 38% of the artists lack networking opportunities. And there are other lot of problems that the artists face. So with these insights, we conceptualized an app designed to support 4 key elements, which is financing, visibility, networking, and accessibility. So now coming to our 4 segments, they are Bhook, Zid, Khwab, and Rifaqat. So our first segment, which is Bhook. So it's all about crowdfunding for artists with a definite return on investment for whosoever has funded those artists. The total addressable market that we have analyzed in India for this particular segment is around $200 billion. Now coming to our second segment, which is Zid.
Anushka, really sorry to cut you off. The slides are actually not uploaded correctly. I'll just present it from my laptop. Wait, just a minute.
Meanwhile, I'll just keep on talking about our various segments. So our other segment is Zid. So Zid is an aggregator that connects hosting spaces with artists. The total addressable market for this particular segment that we have analyzed is around $3 billion. Now coming to our third segment, which is Khwab. So Khwab is like a book my show for theater repertories. This platform will enable audience to easily book theater shows and allow in-house artists of theater repertories to upload their availability for workshop. We foresee a total addressable market of around $750 million for this particular segment. And coming to our fourth segment, which is Rifaqat, and the final segment. So Rifaqat is our community building segment. This part of the app will allow artists to create profiles, connect, help them engage with each other, and the total addressable market for this particular segment comes around to be $200 million. Now coming to our various revenue models, we'll be charging transaction fee when it comes to crowdfunding via Bhook. We'll be having subscription or listing fees for hosting spaces using Zid to find artists and hosting spaces. Third is we'll be charging service fees on ticket bookings and workshops from Khwab.
And in the latest stages, we'll be having premium membership in Rifaqat. So at last, I would just like to say that Church is not just an app; it's a moment to democratize art for us. And आप सभी को चर्चे मुबारक. Thank you so much.
Yeah, wonderful concept. Loved it. Honestly,
Thank you so much.
the concept is very good. Idea is exceptionally well. Only
Thank you.
one issue is it the profit or the purpose? The
Yes.
moment you
So
came
coming to
out,
that,
there would be subscription fee, there would be booking fee, and blah blah. The moment you came out with this idea of commercializing the concept,
so yes, as I told you that we had a physical space back in Delhi. It took us 6 months to make it profitable, like around 4 months to come at a break-even point. But yes, of course, that venture did become profitable because we were renting out spaces for open mics, and we had that space, and we bootstrapped that space in around 2 lakh rupees. So we had that space already. So that venture was profitable, and we assume that this is huge, like this. I feel like there are a lot of people who do not follow it professionally but have passion for these kind of things. So even if we charge minimal fee, that will add up to the profit margins eventually. Like,
not very sure to be honest. Can you please explain it? How does it work? So purpose I understand. So purpose is
yes,
more important than profit, correct? Purpose is to see underprivileged artists, they get a platform, create
yes,
visibility, and they get
yes,
also to get into that zid book, correct?
yes.
Yeah,
So
they are able to
if we
express
talk,
themselves. But how will
yeah.
you make a profit out of this business?
So if we talk about the first segment, it is Bhook, which is crowdfunding. So we'll be getting like funding for artists from various maybe organization. There are corporate fundings available as a part of CSR activities. Sometimes they do corporate funding. So a certain percentage of profit retention, we'll be doing it from ZID. So for instance, if you book an auditorium at Kamani in Delhi, so it takes around like 2 to 3 lakhs to book that auditorium. But there are few loyal customers of Kamani Auditorium who will purchase the ticket, which is worth 500 rupees. And there are few friends and family members. So you will eventually end up collecting, if you are investing 3 lakhs, you'll end up collecting 6 lakhs, for instance, or 5 lakhs. And we'll be charging a certain profit percentage. So this is how Book revenue model is going to work. For ZIT, we are planning that we'll be charging, of course, hosting spaces and the artist, both of them, a commission fee that they are leveraging like each other's things. So we'll be charging a certain commission fee from both hosting spaces and the artist, because artists will get visibility, hosting spaces will get the footfall. When it comes to Rifaqat, so as I told, as we phase out it, like in phase two, we'll have some premium subscription, some premium features. So to access those kind of features, they'll have to pay a certain amount. And when it comes to Quab, there are certain repertory artists in the repertory themselves. So those are in-house artists. So we'll be charging a particular like portion of their profit generation from those in-house artists. So this is how we have conceptualized. Let's see how it works.
Okay. So if I say, isn't this the entire business? Okay, bringing the art or bringing these kind of concept to the public, correct? And get the more and more participation from the people by the general public itself. Isn't it driven with the GDP? The more is the per capita income, the more people will go to the theoretical play. They will get interested towards arts and
Definitely.
all this stuff, right? So
Yes.
is not a natural progression that is happening in India?
Yeah.
The moment
Definitely.
we become 3
We
trillion economy and we are going to become 10 trillion in next say, 5 7 years.
so
So
that is
isn't
where
this
we see.
space will get the boost on it on its own?
Yeah, that is the idea. Like we want, as more and more disposable income increases, as you said, the per capita income increases, the disposable income increases, and people are looking for other, experimental spaces where they can seek entertainment from. It is not just Netflix and OTT. People are kind of oh, these things are overwhelming. Social media now, they want spaces to interact, some fun new places, and we try and create such kind of atmosphere in every hosting space possible. So I think there's a lot of potential, uh, with increase in GDP and per capita income. This disposable income will definitely allow the audience to experiment in such spaces. So
But there are many open platforms available, right? If an
yes,
artist is really, really genius, or you say is extremely capable, they have a lot of open platforms available today through social media, and there are many more opportunities available for them to
definitely
showcase
I
their
agree with
talent.
you.
Yeah.
I myself, I am an artist. I practiced theater for 9 years, and I faced a lot of problems despite of having networks with some great people. Uh, I was not able to commercialize my art. So I think, you know, uh, artists do not get enough money at first place, and all the issues, other issues that we mentioned, that these are the things that they're going through. Uh, so there's definitely. I just lost your question. Can you please come again?
Oh, that's okay. I understood what you were saying. Okay, fine. Yeah, what
We
are you
can
saying?
the
No, that's fine.
competitive
That's fine.
analysis.
Competitiveness, but you have already told me. Okay.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, guys. It was very Church was good. It's very visible that you guys are artists. The video was making it very obvious that you guys are artists. I have two questions and two observations. One
Yes.
is, National Center of Performing Arts, Nita Ambani Cultural Center. There are
Yes.
big players in this. Okay. Now, are you a connecting center, or are you yourself a center? Are you a
Oh,
medium, or are you a center?
so all of these, like as you said about this particular centers, we will be, of course, approaching to these for our two segments, which is Bhook and also Kwab. These
Hmm.
act as because these people also have in-house artists who also provide freelancing, like workshop on freelancing basis. So we
Yeah.
would like to collaborate with all these spaces as well, because for like these cultural segments or Prithvi cafe and theater places. So we'll be
Yeah.
collaborating with all these small and big spaces eventually. So our aim is big, that why not
Which
have a
which already Make My Trip is sorry, Book My
book
Ticket is
my show?
doing.
My show is
Book,
doing
Book
it.
My Show is doing. So you are another Book My Show.
like I mentioned in Quab, that it's going to be book my show for small theater repertories as well. There are a lot of theater repertories which book my show does not allow them to enlist because they're not at a certain scale. So a lot of plays do miss out, you know. So I want that, of
No,
course, we
Anushka,
mentioned in our
I'm just trying to clarify your product. I didn't understand your product. Are you a theater in yourself, like any of this, like a Prithvi Theater, for example? So, or a National Performing Arts, or Nitambani. I can give you a fine arts, many fine arts, Kolkata, Bangalore, Bombay, they're enough. So, are you another one slightly digitalized with an app, or are you an app which will connect to any artist by paying a fee, register, and connect it into all of these people?
So I tell you, earlier we were a space. Now we digitalize the concept. Now we aren't a physical space. Now what we do is we have four segments catering to different needs. It is like our first segment caters to the financial constraint.
No, I understood your segmentation. I'm saying that segment exists in all other. It is just that you put names to that. Your books, it then you have put the names, but this is already performing arts. Ke andar, you can identify all of this. They're not calling names.
It's just there's no a centralized app, all in one where you can go
So this
connect
is
with
an app.
artists.
This is a solution for connecting. I'm just trying to understand your product. Why,
Yes,
if I'm an
yes,
artist like you, what it
yes.
benefits to me? I can walk into Prithvi, and if, number one, money. I will come to my next question is about money. So you are basically an app which physical. You're moving into an app, and you will connect with multiple theaters. Number one,
No,
is that
so
correct?
I tell you, the supply side in every segment changes. For
Okay.
Bhook, the supply side is going to be these theater repertories like Prithvi, as you said. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, we'll we'll be getting crowdfunding, and people will get an opportunity to perform at big or small stages according to the money that they have generated. So this part
Okay.
of the app helps in crowdfunding. Okay, with the return on investment. Of course, we'll have data analytic tools to tell that, okay, if you invest 1,000 rupees, for instance, and you'll get around 1,100, maybe something of those sort. On these lines, this particular segment work. When it comes
So
to the
number one,
second,
you help people to monetize art, and I'm an
yes,
investor. I can invest on you,
yes,
and you
yes,
get the artist, and you monetize the artist, and you
yes.
give it to me.
Yes, that is
Okay.
A. The
Yeah.
second is we'll act as an aggregator. There are a lot of cafes which are looking
Oh,
for free artists that to increase
understood.
their
Yeah.
footfall.
Aggregator
So
part I understood. I thought
yeah,
you are just an aggregator. So you are an aggregator number two.
number two is we act as aggregator. We will be connecting the artists to the hosting spaces.
Understood.
So
So
our
what is
supply
third?
end changes to cafes and hosting spaces. The third
What is it?
is co-op, where we'll be collaborating with small and big theatrical theater repertories. So that's the idea that these repertories
Hub
and
is clearly available there in the market. It's all these bookings are all in the similar model.
I didn't get you what, sir,
No,
I'm so
that
sorry.
model already exists in any of the booking app. That model exists.
Yeah, oh, I did
The
mention that
unique,
it is
so the unique one, I would say, in this product, what I understood, the unique one is what you said first. Monetize the artist, monetize a crowdfunder. I mean, I have some money, I love art, and I'm not an artist. I can pay to you.
yeah. So like for us it was like commercializing also the in-house. In Quab it's not just repertories that I'm talking about small, it's also we'll be commercializing the workshops of those in-house artists. So that's the
Okay.
idea, that they can freelance. Those particular in-house repertory artists can have host their workshop. And the fourth is, of course, it acts as a social media to connect artists. You will create a profile, I'll create a profile, both of us see similarity in the kind of content we produce, and we can connect over the platform. So that's the idea. So it's all in one, and we'll phase out in, like, we'll also be promoting folk music, Rajasthan folk music, Bihar folk music,
Understood.
eventually connecting with tourism, you know. So
How
those
do
are the
you? My
plans.
last question is, Manishka. My last question is, you have created this, and how do you reach out to the person? As I understood, your TG is the person who is an artist, and he is financially not well off, and he doesn't want to leave his regular what he is doing because
Yes,
he is financially weak. Because for everyone else, every other artist, for them, finance is not a priority at all.
yes,
So whether they have money or not, they are an artist. They don't go
hmm,
for work. They like to do what
yes,
they do. Correct.
yes.
But this is the guy who's actually a real artist, but he's working as a labor or working as somebody. And you want, how will you reach to them? What is your marketing idea after you create this? Others are all over the place.
So the go-to market strategy, should we talking about that? Shreya, if
Yes.
you can
Yes. Yeah.
elaborate on go-to market
That's
strategy.
my last question.
Okay.
So I'm gonna talk about the GTM basically. So we are, like how she mentioned, we are gonna go in phases in different and gonna launch this app in phases. For example, in the phase one, it's gonna be the soft launch and it's gonna be the beta version of the app we're gonna launch, and that too at particular places and the tier one cities where where we have awareness about what this art is about. For example, Delhi, Mumbai, or even Bangalore. And the
Understood.
tactic is gonna be basically what we have thought is the invite only beta launch or the targeted online advertisements, and people who are already in this background, we're gonna target that, tell them about the app so that they can also feature in the app and get, so that we can also get the learning what they are getting from the app and work accordingly. The phase two is gonna be the regional expansion, which we are gonna focus on the tier one only because there's where more of the audience is in Delhi or in Mumbai. So we're going to focus on the tier one cities: Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, where most of the people who are practicing this art is going to be in. And for that, there's going to be them local influencers. We're going to take the help of and I feel like we both have a lot of connections in the artist industry in which we can leverage, and we can actually spread the awareness by that. It's gone there in which we can also leverage the PR campaigns, in-app features we're going to promote. And she forgot to mention that there's also a social media page where we can also post about it, and actually just Q&A rounds gonna be there. So just to make it more interactive. The phase three is basically gonna be a full scale tier one and tier two cities. We're gonna also include the tier two cities in this. and we're going to spread across the tier 2 cities like Chandigarh, Jaipur, Ahmedabad. This is why, because so that we can also leverage on the folk music, like how she mentioned, like we're going to leverage on the folk music. And that is why, because of spreading awareness about the folk music, like how this generation is not familiar with that, so we are also leveraging on that because we want to introduce that. And that is majorly gonna be via the offline marketing partnerships. Influencer driven campaigns will be there, and a community, and especially the community marketing will be there. We'll be focusing on the artists, like just artists and the communities, to for them to speak about this app, and so that just to increase the credibility in the artist. And the phase 2 is gonna be the nationwide launch, in which we are gonna go in the rural areas as well and just leverage their connectivity and the networks they have. So that's the phase, the GTM strategy phase wise we have. And why phase wise? Because so that we can also know the continuous changes that is required, and what all we should be doing, what all challenges they are facing, what we can do more, and that too in phases, so that in when we launch it nationwide, we don't face any issues regarding that.
The two roadblocks I would see in that: number one, both are launch heavy in terms of financials that you need. So number one, you are saying you need to spend a lot of money to become strong in the networking, and you become successful with the more subscription model, and you have put already an entry barrier for subscription, which I do not have money. That's a problem why I do not subscribe. So even if Shah Rukh Khan is advertising for you, I don't have money to subscribe. I would prefer to stay out. So
Like we
phase
are
one and phase
targeting.
two has very high marketing investments, where you are promising, somebody saying you invest in us, we will give you a X return, and they will invest only after a substantial amount of activations, enrollments would have happened. Correct. So it's a very interconnected one by spending a lot of money in the front.
Definitely the marketing and the promotion needs a lot of money, as you said, because it needs to reach a lot of ears. But we'd start with like student driven things, because Gen Z and millennials are very driven towards these things. So for instance, there's Delhi University Theatre Circuit, there's Mumbai University Theatre Circuit. So we'll try and penetrate through these forces, and that is how we're trying to expand. And
Okay.
as you talked about the
And you're
success.
expecting them to pay the subscription fee to you.
Yeah, I was coming to that. We are planning to charge a very minimal but have a very vast audience pool, you know. So I think the major income source of ours is going to be commission fee that repertories is going to pay us, Quab, a profit margin, subscription fee. We still keep it very minimal. How Blinkit does it, quick commerce does not make as much profit as it should be making.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So your front
Yeah,
loaded model is looking like you need right now you need a lot of money to launch. And when you go, finally you will end up in probably Nita Ambani Cultural Center and say, we need, please collaborate with us. They'll say, we already have it here. Why are you doing this again?
it's not like we'll be connecting artists who want to perform at those centers. That's
Okay.
the idea, that those artists do not have enough money to even book that space. So we'll
Subscription.
be.
So I just see two drawbacks. The idea is very, as he was asking, purpose of profit, what is required. If it is a profit, you're heavily mixing a purpose with a profit. Helping somebody who doesn't have money today, but you are going and asking money to him to come in. So relatively, you have to give up money from somewhere and say you get a subscription and then monetize it later.
Yeah,
So
that
I
That's the precisely reason I didn't ask about money much.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
like definitely we would want it to be a profitable venture.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No,
like
I thought we should be a purposeful venture
Yeah.
and
It's
heading into the
monetized later. Yeah.
resulting. Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think so. It start
You
with
guys
a
have already
purpose.
started this in 2022. This theater exists. Your Charcha
yes,
exists already. Very
yes,
good.
yes,
Best
yes.
of luck. Very noble intention and
So
nice
this
Thank
to
is
you.
see
in
those.
Nangloi, New Delhi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm right now. I'm in Gurgaon in Delhi.
Wow, you can anytime visit that space. But
Will Shilpi Chakra you have already collaborated?
we haven't.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
great. All the
Thank
best.
you.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Should we leave?
Wow, such a lovely presentation, Team Charche. Thank you so much. And juries definitely really appreciate the inputs. And in light of efficiency of time, we would request all the participants and the juries to please stick to the timelines. We have a few more presentations to go. Thank you so much. Now, going ahead, let's give our juries some time to evaluate the text that we have reviewed. And in the meantime, let's go on play a fun trivia. We'll start with the video that comes about Reliance, and we can go through it. And requesting you guys to put in the comments your answer, and we'll see who wins. Okay. The video goes in 1, 2, 3. So the correct answer was option number B. Let's see who has won. Agaradeep Banerjee. The winners can reach out to support@unstop.com or social media handles. Thank you so much. Now let's move to the next presentation. I would like to welcome Team Humpai. All the very best.
Imagine this. A loved one falls ill. They need immediate medical attention. The hospital bills start piling up, causing immense stress and anxiety.
This scenario is a harsh reality for many families in India. Healthcare costs are rising, many struggle to afford quality treatment. It can be a heavy burden. Families often dip into their savings or fall into debt. The struggle to access quality healthcare without financial strain is real. It's a problem that needs a solution. Everyone deserves access to good healthcare without worrying about the cost. We need innovative approaches to make healthcare financing more affordable and accessible. In a country where healthcare expenses can derail lives, HumPay emerges as a beacon of hope. HumPay is a revolutionary healthcare financing startup. It eases the burden of medical bills through its innovative buy now, pay later solution. This means patients and families can avail the necessary treatment without the immediate financial strain.
HumPay is not just a financial tool, it's a commitment to a healthier India. It empowers individuals to prioritize their well-being. HumPay understands the value of timely medical intervention. It aims to bridge the gap between quality healthcare and affordability.
HumPay's user-friendly platform makes managing medical expenses simple and stress-free.
Here's how it works. First, patients or their family members register on the HumPay app or website. It's a quick and easy process. Next, they choose the BNPL option at the hospital during billing. This allows them to break down the medical expenses into manageable installments. Finally, they can conveniently manage and track their payment schedules through the HumPay app or website. It provides transparency and control over their healthcare expenses.
The BNPL model comes with significant financial advantages. One of the most attractive features is the 0% interest financing. This means patients can repay their medical bills without incurring additional costs. This is a huge relief compared to traditional financing options that often come with high interest rates. Furthermore, HumPay offers flexible repayment plans tailored to individual needs and financial capabilities. Patients can choose a plan that suits their monthly budget. This flexibility ensures that healthcare becomes affordable without causing financial strain. Building a sustainable future, the HumPay business model. HumPay's business model is based on a win-win approach.
It generates revenue through transaction fees charged to hospitals for each successful BNPL transaction. These fees are nominal and offset by the benefits hospitals experience, such as improved cash flow and reduced administrative burden.
Additionally, HumPay charges a small late fee if patients miss their scheduled payments. However, the company emphasizes clear communication and reminders to minimize late payments and prioritize a positive user experience. HumPay's target audience is vast and diverse. It includes anyone seeking affordable healthcare financing options. This includes individuals from all walks of life, families facing medical emergencies, senior citizens requiring ongoing treatment, and young adults starting their careers. By providing accessible and affordable healthcare,
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm Rankit Singh from SIBM Pune is here to present my startup called Humpe, which is Healthcare Today, Pay Tomorrow. So, healthcare is one of the most pressing issues in today's world in India, and one of the most identified problem is the financial strain which healthcare brings in. Lack of flexible payment plans, limited insurance penetration, and financial strain on families, and lack of alternative payment method when it comes to desired healthcare, which covers IVF, hair transplant, dental. These all costs are not covered by the insurance. So here with Humpe, where Humpe steps in with 0% interest EMI, partner network care finders, cash back rewards, and family tree fund option. So what we do is a buy now pay later solution for all your healthcare needs, and we make transparent to you to see the nearby hospitals and earn cashback on the timely payment which you make. Pay through Humpe user registration KY. It is in six easy steps where you can go through our app, do a user registration, KYC and credit score check, and you get a postpaid limit against your CIBIL score, and you can scan the QR code present in the hospital and pay for all your healthcare need, which covers IPD, OPD, medicines, lab, and anything. And then you can make a repayment plan for yourself according to your financial budget. So, what is the business model of Humpe? Business model of Humpe is partnering with the healthcare providers to increase their cash flow, increase their utility, and partnering with the NBFC for lending the loan for our patient. So we have So this is the market research what we have done is the trend of the cost of the treatment increasing day by day, and the cost of cancer. 2 out of 5 cancer patient borrows money for the asset and hospitalization. So what we have, so most of the patient need to monthly visit. 27% of patient needs to monthly visit the hospital for any kind of healthcare services, maybe medicines, diagnostics, or OPD. And most of these payments are done through cash. This is the market size. It is a healthcare in India is a $327 billion market with 298 of serviceable area. We try to subtract the insurance payment as cashless insurance we don't cover because it is directly done through the insurance. This is what our unit metrics is of if you convert your 3 months if your 1,80,000 of bill of hospital bill, if you cover that into 3 months EMI, so overall you need NBFC would be charging 5%, 6% would be retained by Humpe, and 4% can be given as a cashback and rewards to the patient. This is a projection for year one, where we are looking to onboard 15,000 partners, which cover pharmacy, hospital, labs, and diagnostic services. These are some of our competitors. Savin, which is broad healthcare coverage, but it has an interest on their EMIs, where Humpe emerges as 0% interest EMI options. Thank you.
The presentation was stuck in the business model. Tarun, did you see the rest of the
No,
slides?
not really, not really, not really. We were on the first slide or the second slide itself.
Yeah.
So this was our unit metrics. Can I give you a walkthrough again once?
We heard you.
Yeah, that's fine. We can, I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the unit metrics that I was talking about: 3 months EMI plan and 6 month EMI plan, which covers 1 lakh of hospital bill can be converted into 6 months EMI option, and will be charging 15% from the hospital from the
Even this
overall
also we
bill.
can't see.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, sir. I think my PPT was stuck in between.
Yeah. No, it's okay. We heard you. Commercial model partially heard. Tarunji, you can go first.
Yeah, sure. Uh,
Yes.
I'm really not sure about the funding planning. It's a capital intensive, correct? So number one,
No, sir.
you are
Actually,
saying, okay, okay, please explain it again. Perhaps I've
yeah.
not understood
As
clearly.
sir, we are only the loan service provider. Will be just facilitating your loans. The capital would be moving in through a partnership NBFC, which would be lending your the B2C financing for the patient, and will be servicing on that, and loan collection and payment is our part. Will be only the service provider. Capital would be coming in from the NBFC,
So
and
why
they'll be
any
charging
NBFC,
5%.
NBFC? Yeah. So why any NBFC would be funding it?
Sir,
Yeah. Why any
hello.
NBFC would be funding it or would be partnering with you?
So NBFCs, most of the peer-to-peer NBFC work is to lend their money and get interest out of that capital amount that they are holding on. So they would be lending it to our customer, because we'll be partnering with all the hospitals, bringing B2C customer to the NBFC, and NBFC would be charging 5% of the top line from the of the interest that we earn from the capital that they lend.
So I think these kind of products are available already in the marketplace, correct?
No, sir. So it is not healthcare centric. Slice and LazyPay are there, which do the lending for e-commerce product. If you go and buy some from Myntra or maybe Flipkart, there is a lending platform called Slice or LazyPay that converts your payment into EMI, flexible EMI payment plan. But in healthcare, what is the ticket size is very huge. So most of these people are not lending into healthcare, and healthcare is a unpredictable. Most of the healthcare expense come unpredictable. So at that time, we need some kind of financial support and financial help. So wherein Humpe comes in and pay instead of you, that is what the meaning of Humpe is. Will pay for you, and you can convert that into a repayment plan.
Bajaj Finserv Health, they provide all kind of financing solutions.
Sir, Bajaj Finserv Health provides, I would agree that, but it doesn't provide into 0% interest EMI. They charge you 12% interest and processing fees of your loan. That is a kind of a personal loan that you are taking on your CIBIL. We do 0% interest EMI. So if you take a financing of 80,000, you only have to pay 80,000 as a repayment plan. No interest would be charged from the patients.
Mhm. But how will you be able to give it 0%?
So, sir, actually, what will be we doing is we'll be partnering with the hospital and charging the hospital for the increase of their utility and increase of the cash flow in the system. So, what happens? These hospitals, when you go for an IPD, OPD, you tend to get a discount of 10% or 12%. We'll be asking them to convert that 12% into our payment, and we'll be lending against that to the patient. So what happens if you go to an hospital? Uh, we would be there as a partner with the hospital only, and hospital will be reimbursing that 80,000 instead of patient paying to the hospital. Will pay the upfront amount, and the patient can convert that EMI from his app into a repayment plan, and will be charging hospitals to, because if I tell you, if you will go to the best doctor possible when it comes to your family member, but if I know I have 2 lakhs rupees in my account, I can't go to Fortis. But now when Humpe comes in, I can go to Fortis and get a treatment done of 2 lakh rupees and convert that into repayment plan.
So sorry, while talking
So
to you,
now,
I just googled it. So there are 10 number of platforms available, financial platform available for healthcare. One of them is CarePay,
sir, I also show, sir, one is,
which talks about zero cost EMIs. Then there is a
sir,
Save-In,
you can go,
Bajaj
and there
Finserv
is
Health.
Zero Pay also. But when you go on their platform, Zero Pay is a initiative by Ashneer Grover. If you go on that platform, the name is Zero Pay, but when you go and take a financing loan, you will be charged 12%
Okay.
and a processing fees.
Okay, then how do you suppose you did the KYC, you looked at the credit score of a consumer, right? You are giving a solution to
Yes, sir.
consumer. So collection would be your main agenda. One
Mhm.
is the partnering with the hospitals, then factoring the cost
Yes, sir.
into the bill itself. Whatever discount they would have get, this
Yes,
is factoring into the bill. You are taking the finance at 5%, charging 6%, 4% is
yes.
going reward. So you
No,
are
sir, it
operating
would
at
not
like,
be reflecting on your
yeah, yeah.
sir. It would not be reflecting on your bill as a fee to Humpe. It would be a back-end process that we have a MOU with the hospitals.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay. That's understandable. Mechanics
Yes,
and the optics part, they're a little different. I understand that. I'm
yes,
just coming to the next part. When it comes to the demand side or when it comes to the consumer side, right? You did your
yes,
KYC and you got them enrolled or they got in enrolled for the financial needs for
yes,
the healthcare, correct?
yes.
Uh, how do you take care of the bad debts?
Actually, what we have planned is to do it in a hyper local approach so that we know the customer and we can lend them in the initial phase when we are starting off. So, what we are doing is a hyper local focus approach that Zepto used to map the hospital pin code with the nearby society and give the lending solution to them first, and then as on we grow the data, and then we can go on to the lending of more societies, more commercial, and we'll be
No, that's
also
okay.
taking
I'm
their
answering you.
salary slip
You
as
have
a
done whatever
KYC.
screening you want to do. You got your clientele. Now there is a consumer who is working with you, correct?
Yes,
He converted all the
correct.
health. Sorry, he converted all the bill. It's broken down into 6 months or 12 months,
Yes,
being a big surgery. But somehow after 3 months, he stops paying EMIs. How are you going to handle that part?
yes. So that is something that NPA would be there. Some kind of bad debt would be there because you can't do something on the bad debt part, but we
No, but
can do.
that is the biggest risk to your business
Yes,
in
sir.
the consumer business, correct?
That
How
all
are
the
you taking
fintech
care of that
and
risk?
financial problems, all the fintech solutions have that 5% of margin that we can deal with a bad debt. So if it is under control and only we'll be looking at their KYC and salary and everything, and then only we'll be lending. So the risk part we will be trying to cut low risk. So most of tech NBFCs like Apollo Finvest has that big data that they can give you a transparency on he is this person a good person to give a lend to be lended on. So most of these financial NBFCs and tech NBFC has that data key they predict the risk factor on when you lend to a customer. So we'll be using that models to understand the lending to certain patient.
So it means wherever you feel there is a risk involved, you will
Yeah,
decline that.
decline that, and will be
So
sir, will
whether
be starting a short.
they may be the most needy at that point of time.
Sir, I'll tell you, sir, what. So this is not a
How you are
one-time
going to have this
solution.
balance between these two things, correct?
Yeah,
One, his
I'll
credit history
sir.
may be
This
absolutely perfect, but still on the
yes,
medical ground, they'll say this is risky to lend the money to this guy or this household or this family. But at the same time,
yes.
the doctor says this is a must. If it is not done, then the person may not survive. So how do we keep this
So sir,
balance?
some of the cases that we yeah. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Some of the cases will be looking as a purpose driven rather than money rather than thinking about if it's emergency and we have to lend it, so we'll be lending that. And if we get a doctor from a letter that yes it is an emergency case and this guy need 2 lakh rupees of money, so we can lend that, but we would be getting some securities from him, maybe in kind some in any kind of asset, maybe something from his asset, maybe he can give a salary slip, maybe he can give 6 months of his bank account statement, maybe he can give his some asset for mortgage for some time. So these mostly these fintech work would be led by the NBFC, but we can pitch in sometimes when there is a need, but the risk is high of lending. So we can do that lending at that time, and repercussion and reconciliation we can do after the surgery. Maybe that patient can give money afterwards, or maybe he can arrange. But if it's an emergency case, that motto is of Hampe is to deliver the healthcare financing to the customer and to the needful which are actually uh, in need. So if I have to get a medical test done, CT
Okay,
scan,
Rankit, understood. Now I'm a little confused whether this is a charitable organization or a
no, sir,
financing
it is not
organization.
charitable. It is not charitable.
Okay.
That is to
Okay.
clear motive.
Thank you.
It's a
Thank you, Rankit.
proper.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, and please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So if you are giving limits to a person on his credit verification, number
Yes.
one, this is not for everyone.
Yes, sir.
So number one, it's not for everyone. So it cuts the
Yes,
purpose of, affordability or make your healthcare reach. That's right.
sir. So it is based on your limit, on your credit score that we give you a limit. So by chance,
Understood.
if
Yeah.
you have a so
So
there are
people,
slabs. If you have a 500 ka CIBIL score, you'll maybe get 20,000 ka limit. So that is
so
based on your slab.
it doesn't have a
As
disease coverage. It is directly, if I have a kidney stone, my credit limit doesn't allow a kidney stone treatment. But if I take a Bajaj Alliance insurance, it doesn't matter my credit score. It covers my heart attack also.
sir, but it covers your heart. But sir, it is not only for the IPD. You are talking about only for the IPD. I'm taking care of your pharmacy bills. I'm taking care of your all the
Yeah, but the
lab
big
tests.
one, pharmacy or all the counter OTCs are not the expensive ones. I need insurance for critical diseases where the expenses are very high, and then if that
Yes,
is directly linked to my credit limit, sorry, my credit score, CIBIL score, then I
yes,
can
sir.
treat only my knee pain. I can't treat anything else.
So, sir, maybe you can get an enhancement of if you know that there is a planned emergency or planned surgery in your case, then you can get a enhancement on your credit limit by giving such bank passbook, salary slips, or maybe anything that can give us the insurance that yes, we can lend you, because lending is a very riskful business, but it comes with a risk.
Yeah,
So,
unsecured. This is an unsecured lending, so that number one, you will be limited to unsecured. Number two, there's a
yes,
very high risk factor of recovery. You're not taking any collateral from me, so
no,
anybody who gives a zero EMI, they have an asset to carry and take home. If you buy a
yes,
refrigerator, you'll get zero EMI. They'll take the refrigerator back to the showroom if you do not pay.
but sir,
But it is.
so mostly lending covers it would be shown on your CIBIL score because it is done through
Yeah, so
your
CIBIL score,
NBF.
I'm telling you, Rankit, I feel your CIBIL score related limit is the biggest flaw in the product, even if you have to launch this product, because some of them will actually be able to buy only a crossing. In my CIBIL score, I have picked up on small, I
Yes,
have an auto rickshaw driver and I have defaulted all 12
sir,
months
I
in this year,
request you.
and I will not even be able to treat any fever. So the first flaw is that. Second one is when there is in the market, people say you pay 20,000. The commercial model of insurance, medical insurance is I have collected from 1 million people and I am treating only 100,000 people. So it is self-funded
Yes, sir.
for already my accumulated insurance premiums that I have collected.
No, sir, no, sir. Actually, most of the health insurance provider are not profitable. They are
Yeah,
using
that's
their
that's what I'm
general
saying.
insurance, term
That's
insurance.
what I'm saying. Even
Yeah.
with the
So,
collected funds, if the claim
yes, sir.
percentages goes up, if you become very transparent and claim goes up, then obviously you need funds to come from somewhere, so that the fund is costing you something, and there is a commercial model in which
Yes,
you make money from it. Your model is
yes,
too flexible for every alternate concern. You have a solution. So in somewhere you are saying that the doctor gives a letter, you will enhance the limit, and then will the doctor pay?
sir. Maybe we can, if in that case, as sir mentioned, that was a special case that it may be an emergency and he needs that funding. So, sir, there are most of these
People,
funding.
Rankit, I'll tell you, in India, funding is required only for emergency. Indians generally do not go and take a voluntary treatment unless doctor threatens you.
Sir, so mostly, sir, I'll tell you the full workflow of this. I am not saying to take if you have money also in your FD. I am saying that I'll finance your healthcare cost. You have that asset. I know you have 720 ka score.
Exactly. My
You
credit
need
score is
not.
high. I have secured money. I don't need you. I have many other
No,
guys, not
no,
just
no,
you.
sir. That is the wrong way to approach it. So, sir, if you have 720 ka score, you have money, and it is giving you interest if you have done it in FD. And if a family emergency comes up, you have to break that FD and put that money into the treatment cost. I am saying you don't need to break any of your assets while taking the financial healthcare service. You earn interest on your money, you have that financial security, you have that, but you can use my money and get the treatment done and repay in 3 months. So I'm saying 3 months and 6 months because 3 months and 6 months is something that the loan repayment can be done easily. I'm not saying कि आपको 2 साल का लोन दे दिया मैंने. Three
Yeah,
months
Ankit, but that's limited to my credit score, not on
exactly,
my
sir.
FD. I will not give
So
a lien on my FD. That is
yeah, I
limited to
want
my
to do
credit
a
score.
financing. It would be linked to your CIBIL score. That's
Yes.
the mandatory that
The
RBI
treatment
also.
FD is 10 lakhs, treatment required is 7 lakhs. My credit score allows 50,000. How will you give me money?
So sir, you can 50. So if you have if you have in your bank 7 lakhs, your credit score somewhere between 720 or
Not
750.
necessary. Not necessary.
Sir,
If my
maybe
credit
so
score
sir,
is
that then you can use this 50,000 in your. So it is like a Google Pay wallet. You can use it this
No,
fifty
but I
thousand
don't
in.
need that 50,000. No, like requirement is 5 lakhs. So I think this product needs to be thought through. You are trying to replace a absolutely flexible, charity-driven, credit score-driven, insurance fund, medical expense funding process,
No,
where
no, no, sir.
number one flaw credit score, number two flaw there is many other alternate products which even after collecting premiums they are not profitable. There is no way you will make a commercial sense out of this because you're not collecting any premium, and
I
eventually
am
what will happen,
15.
hospitals are forced to take 10% extra from the patient to give you a commission, and
No,
for
no,
these
no.
particular
That is
patients
not something extra.
but otherwise that are supposed to give to the patient, right? That you are saying a 10% discount, otherwise
No,
the
sir.
patient gets
So,
goes to you.
yeah. So, sir, the patient is mine. If he comes through my referral, then in hospital there is a referral model. If he comes through my referral, he needs to give me 15% of that. So I am charging him the 15% on my patient. That is why
All
I
that is
told
not
you.
transparently possible. Then you need a audit on the rates of other patients and your patients and all that. So commercially, see, I'll tell you, this product, I do not know whether there is a purpose of this product if it is not a charity. If
No,
somebody
sir.
gave you hundreds of
As sir,
thousands of crores, you're gonna dispose it.
sir, I missed you. Lakhs
I'm
of thousands.
saying this looks like a very non-commercial charity model where you're trying to figure out where the money is going to come. Number one,
No,
no
no.
recovery. Number two, no limit. Number three,
No,
hospital is the only source of revenue.
Ola also gives you a postpaid limit for 5,000. But if you want to use it, you use it when you need it, and it gives you on your so if you use, so the model of financing here is I give you 20,000 ka limit abhi. You use
Yeah.
it in your pharmacy bill. You go to netmeds, you ordered your labs, and if you pay that 20,000, I enhance your limit to 1 lakh rupees. This is how the financing would be working, and now the data are very strong these days to tell which person is to the risk factor of lending is on which factor is very high, and it depends on your demographics, it depends on your geographics. So there is all that tech already developed so that you are able to finance. Yesterday
Okay.
Blinkit also launched it financing, so you can, if you order above 3k, you can make it into 3 emis, 0%. If you buy a iPhone, so iPhone में you go to Unicorn, then you don't, Unicorn वाला will not come to you कि repayment कर दो, repayment कर दो. If you are going to that tier 1 hospital, if you are going to that tier 1, if you are buying iPhone, you have that credit limit that you can repay that. If you are going to Fortis, if you are going to Max, if you are going to Apollo, then you have that credit limit that you can repayment. And we know by sure, by the pin code mapping, by the hospital mapping and your data, that yes, this person can be lent up to 1 lakh rupees.
Okay.
And I can charge 15% from that hospital. And 5% is NBFC, because the money coming in is from the NBFC.
Got it.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Ankit.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rankit. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Team Hampe, for giving such an insightful presentation. Thank you, panelists. Thank you, panelists, again. And moving on to the next and the last presentation, I would like to invite Team Unicorn on the floor. All the very best.
Hello. Today, media and entertainment face a fundamental challenge. Content fatigue is on the rise, with users feeling disengaged from traditional passive viewing. Consumers crave more than just watching. They want to participate, to be part of the narrative. But current platforms are still structured around one-way storytelling. This gap between engagement and personalization leaves a huge opportunity. That's where we come in. Introducing MetaStream, an AI-powered platform that lets users shape the stories they consume in real time. We are creating a future where viewers are no longer just an audience, but active participants in the entertainment experience.
So how does MetaStream work? We combine AI-driven storytelling, AR or VR technologies, and blockchain-based ownership to create fully interactive story worlds. Imagine this. You are watching a show, and right at the cliffhanger, you get to choose what the character does next. An immediate, personalized twist that's unique to your experience. You can step into the story using VR, interacting directly with the characters, or even influencing the environment. Our AI system generates real-time storylines based on user choices, while blockchain technology secures ownership of in-game assets, allowing users to collect, trade, or showcase their journey. Each narrative is unique and non-replicable, adding immense value to the entertainment experience.
Let's talk about the business side. The global media and entertainment industry is projected to grow to over $2.6 trillion by 2027, with the gaming industry alone already hitting $200 billion. What is missing is the bridge between passive media consumption and interactive experiences. That is where MetaStream positions itself. Our model taps into the existing subscription streaming market, but with a premium, personalized interactive entertainment. We plan to monetize through a tiered subscription model where users pay more for deeper interactive options, exclusive content, and limited edition digital assets. Additionally, content creators can develop their stories on MetaStream, allowing revenue sharing through our platform. This gives MetaStream an immense potential for scaling, as it can cater to streaming services, gaming platforms, and even educational media.
So I'll be discussing about practicality, scalability, and the future. Now, how do we make this practical and scalable? Metaverse is designed to integrate easily with existing content platforms like Netflix or YouTube using APIs that allow for interactive overlays. We're also building partnerships with content creators, independent filmmakers, and game developers to adopt MetaStream as the go-to platform for immersive storytelling. As AR or VR becomes more accessible, we anticipate our user base growing exponentially. Moreover, our blockchain infrastructure ensures that users have a stake in the content they interact with, making it not only immersive but economically rewarding for contents creators and participants alike. We see MetaStream as the future of media and entertainment, where content is no longer just consumed by shape but by its audience.
At MetaStream, we believe the future of entertainment lies in giving back power to the users. By merging AI-driven narratives, interactive technologies, and blockchain ownership, we are redefining what it means to be entertainment. Join us in shaping the future of storytelling.
Good evening, everyone. So we are the team Unicorns, and we'll be providing a solution, MetaStream. So in this particular solution, we'll first try to understand the problem. So to begin with, the passive consumption of the current media, especially in OTT platforms, is a big problem. So as we discuss here, the viewers are limited to passive observation. They mostly get content that are mostly unidirectional. There is no change in the story, and a lot of people find it difficult to accumulate their choices and find their respective media into it. Also, there is lack of personalization. A lot of time is spent in wasted in fact in scrolling and going through media and to find the right movie, and for that reason a lot of engagement is decreasing, and a lot of people also find it really bored while watching when it's not that interactive and there are no measures to make it interactive. So our analysis is such that we will be having personalized storylines. Along with that, we'll be having immersive VR experience and a blockchain-based ownership. So the strengths would be following that it would include AI-driven storytelling. There will be a form of immersion that includes AR or VAR and ensures that we live through the story rather than just view it from an angle. Personalization is an option where we actually select the storyline from our point of view, and then we further navigate through it. So our entire opportunities come from the fact that we will encash upon on directors having extended cuts on various movies and content, and we would be able to use them as a form of an alternate ending, alternate storyline in various parts of the plot. The weaknesses would be definitely high initial investment and a niche market, because a lot of people are not at all interested here. Specifically, the younger generation would be interested, but someone above 35 or 40 might not be as interested in this. And obviously, there are existing platforms like Twitch that would be our competitors who focus mainly on the gaming industry.
Okay, so the opportunity in market that we saw is that global media and both the gaming industry are constantly growing, with media industry projected to grow about $2.6 trillion by 2027. And the gaming industry is already valued at over 200 billion, and it continues to grow. The competitive edge that our product MetaStream will have is differentiation through interaction, as many media platforms still remain focused on passive viewing, and MetaStream will integrate different AI, AR, VR technologies and the blockchain technology to deliver one-of-a-kind experience to the users. And monetizing will be done through blockchain technology, as previously mentioned. So we propose a three-phase implementation strategy where we are first collaborating with the creators. MetaStream will partner with the independent filmmakers and different game developers to produce exclusive interactive content. We'll then try to generate storylines through AI and build AI systems required to generate the real-time dynamic storylines. And phase three, about monetization, we are proposing a tiered subscription model where we are offering a base subscription for standard content, and then through premium add-ons, different exclusive plot lines can also be unlocked. Thank you.
Hi, Sam. Sam, I would request you to please go ahead first.
Yeah, so the utilization of AI to make creativity from the person who is watching media or consuming media, how does it make fun for me? Because I am watching, let's say, a movie or a Netflix show. Why will I want that Netflix show to work in my idea? The choice of what you like and automatically you come back to the same is already available. My last search is already skewing my interest in whichever category or genre of what I'm watching. Those are all existing right now. But otherwise, why should I use if somebody is making a Sanjay Bansali is making a movie? Why should I influence? Rohit Shetty is making a movie. Why should I want to influence the end of the movie or the narrative of the movie? Whether movie should be linear or not, storytelling should be linear or not, is up to the guy who made it. I am not able to figure out a user case of using AI in a media consumption. And to that extent, AI is already existing. How much is required for me?
So to begin with, firstly, AI is mainly used in recommendation part. Like we've seen in Netflix and other platforms where suppose we have watched few movies or content, or maybe we have watched like one to one. In fact, in Netflix, in the beginning they ask like, what are the three movies that you would like to watch. So that information is taken so that they can work further on it and recommend us proper shows and movies. Now, the fact here is that we are not limiting it to that extent. The issue extends further, where the alternate plot lines of a story would depend upon our user activity. For example, if we are viewing a lot of thriller stuff, then for example, something related to like, we may like happy endings, we may like sad ending. So a story might have both of these endings, and both of them may be true to the storyline. Only difference is that that will be suggested to us based on our usability, and there will be an option for us to customize it as well. For example, there will be a cliffhanger kind of situation. From there, we would be asked to drive as to what should happen. For example, someone might say that should he go ahead with the task, or should he not? Should he actually like speak to another character, or should they not? Like that. So in that aspect, AI is helping, not exactly to just only recommend videos or
No,
TV
I'm
shows.
saying what's the purpose of doing that? Why should we do that? One, I'm just saying if it's a football match, I want Brazil to win, and can I influence that? No, because it's a live match, right? There's a television show, there's a media consumption that you are saying. To large extent of my interest is already skewed by my patterns which I've seen. I'm liking all the content in that. And within the same storytelling, I want the narration to change. I want the ending to be like what I should like it. Uh, that looks to be a very impractical way of looking at a movie, or seeing somebody else's creativity and enjoying a movie, or any kind of media consumption. So today, media consumption is very
Uh,
high on the mobile. Mobile is already capable of doing this. Even today, when we speak, my Siri is here listening to me, and then when I get out, they'll actually show some Netflix shows update now. Correct? So it's already there. So what are you differentially doing? Which is, for me, if I'm a media, if I'm somebody who likes to watch a movie, I will not like to influence it the way I want it to be. And what I would like
Sir,
to
to add
influence.
on to Sinjay,
Divine, you're muted.
yes, sir, you can say, sir. Then I will.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm not clear on the user case of why you want a media consumption guy to use AI to actually influence what is actually being given to you, beyond what it is there available today. And even it will actually become the genre selections and all of that will even evolve better. But I don't want to influence the content. What I like to influence the content is, in a real scenario, can I influence a football live match? No. Cricket live match? No. So therefore, that media
No.
consumption is anyway gone out. It's only entertainment we are talking about. In entertainment, I would like my gaming to be influenced, but the no gamer will allow you to use AI as an influence and completely crash the game, but you always win.
Yeah, so to add on to Sinjay, I would like to cite the example of movies like Inception by Christopher Nolan, and we have also seen Shutter Island by Martin Scorsese. So what these movies are primarily doing at the end is they are leaving at us a cliffhanger, and they are primarily asking us question that what is going to be the next, or what is actually been portrayed by the director. So let's say we have visualized the ending and we have understood the ending, but that is just only inside our head. To completely view and to be inside the experience, how about if there are alternate endings that are already been shot by the director, because there are multiple endings that has been already been shot by director and that has not been released in a theater cut, that remains in the director's cut of the movies, or sometimes they
Okay.
are not been released as well. So what
Okay.
this will help us is by taking our responses about what we would want. Let's say by taking the example of Inception, was Leonardo DiCaprio already in limbo, or did he come out of limbo at the end of the movie? So now that we have decided upon the fact that what he in which state he is, that can be shown to us at the end or at certain stages of the movie. So this primarily entails to the entertainment industry, not to, and it will not be being catered out to the live streams, because that is absolutely not possible. So
No,
that is
so
one thought
that's
process. Also,
that
one thought
that
process that we have
I
come
understand.
up.
I understood the real example what you're saying, Deepa. And what I'm asking is, why do I want it? Is what I'm asking. Who wants this? Who is the guy whom are you proposing this to? This is to the director
So
saying
it's the
that this
viewer that who
is a flexible movie where a guy who wants a happy ending can have this, the sad ending guy can choose this. Is that so? The director is the customer for you, and they are limited in number. Or am I a consumer who wants to have a choice without even watching the movie? for me to select the genre is basically to look at my likeness. But do you think that watching audience would love to use AI to change the storyline or linearity of the movie or whatever creativity that they are doing? So is there a scope of doing that at all?
So it's not about changing the storyline. What happens primarily in movie making that we all know, the directors usually shoots multiple versions of the same movie, where there are multiple plots and multiple endings, multiple appendages to the movie that are not been released in a theatrical cut. So what we are proposing is, according to the viewers' discretion and what they feel what would come next, that would come to the picture, and it would be absolutely tailor-made, personalized, because this will not be in the movie theaters. It will be only in the personalized OTT platforms or similar platforms. So that is one thing. Also, we came up to this idea with the show of Marvel. That is What If. We have also seen that show What if there was an alternate ending, or what if there was an alternate beginning to a story? Well, how could that be carried through? So that also inspired us in thinking about this meta thing.
And what's the commercial model of this? Who pays you?
So commercial model would be like primarily based. So it will be both two ends. That is, it will be both the customer, because who is the viewer, who is primarily interested in choosing the alternate timeline of the story or alternate endings and such. But we will also cater to the directors, because if they want to release their alternate cuts of a movie, that will also help us in generating revenue. Because recently we have seen the movie Tumbar that has released in the movie theaters, but after the re-release, we found out from the YouTube that the director actually had some additional shots or alternate shots that were not been released. Alternate ending to the movie. The movie actually had 5 alternate endings that were not been finalized, and the final came out. So like that, we can also encash on the director's viewpoint if he or she wants to bring out the alternate endings to a movie or alternate plot twist to a movie in the commercial cinema, primarily entailing to OTT and similar platforms.
So I'm already paying for OTT, whatever I'm subscribing to, and I'll pay beyond that for you for each of these channels for using this feature. So I'll have to pay Netflix separate, Amazon Prime
No,
separate, so all the and to you also separate.
so we are already no, we will be partnering with such OTT platforms. So we will be just adding a smaller incremental value to the already existing amount to what we are subscribing. That additional amount will allow the other users who are primarily interested in using such interactive movies and interactive OTT shows. For them only, this product will be catered to, not to all the audiences. So we have also seen inside Amazon Prime, there we have to pay for another premium for the HBO Max's shows. In Hotstar also we have to pay premium for some other shows with which they have partnered with. Similarly, it will be a partnership with them as well.
Okay, movie
That
entertainment
if the consumer wants,
being a leisure watch entertainment, being a leisure watch activity that you do, I don't know how many users you will actually get who really want to have an interactive AI based entertainment other than gaming. And I don't think any gamer would allow any AI to influence the outcome of the game. Then actually becomes where you want to win, you win. So it's more to entertainment. So I'm seeing number one commercial model is you go to Amazon, Netflix, and say we give this option to you. In a short while they'll copy this and they'll say no to you because they already will start what you're doing. So therefore your requirement will become, because they're already far larger than you, so they can just make an announcement that we are coming with an AI model and go directly to the director and pick up all the other versions, and they can launch it immediately with no additional cost. Therefore competitive edge of uniqueness of the product can completely go away. Number two, the audience size in itself, I would be very surprised if a lot of people want to see different versions as per their likeness of the movie. So that's if you have an answer to that, you can say, and that's from my side.
I think Debanjan would like to add with the gaming, what you have said. He is very much into gaming, so I think he can be more
So
the right
for the
person to speak
gaming
on
part,
that.
yeah. So for the gaming part, I can say that I have played different games where uh, the endings, or even in between the storylines, there are parts where you can choose on different outcomes. So for us, we are incorporating AR and VR. So in those kinds of games, that you will feel that you are inside the rather stepping in the shoes of that main character and then interacting with the environment. So, for example, you in the normal one storyline you interact with character A, but you don't get to interact with character B. But while incorporating this meta stream, you can get to interact with that person with that character as well. In that game, for example. And for example, in the movie sector, we specifically, I feel we are basically targeting the audience around the Gen Z audience, where for ranging about 15 to 30 years of age. Because I have seen in my circle and different circles that they sometimes want to engage in content which have different storylines, which they are like that if this was the ending book, it could have been great, better, or this could have been made. So we are proposing that.
Okay.
Anyway, Sam, I think you have covered everything. I was not very clear on the problem statement itself, so I'm not clear on the addressable market. The audience size would be too small, looking for this kind of interactive storytellers. And I also believe, honestly, we already have these kind of interactive storytelling platforms available already. They are functional.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't see much of uniqueness in this. Idea is good, but I think little ahead of time.
Yeah. A very challenging commercial model. So the
Correct.
money doesn't come from you are asking somebody both ends to subscribe and collaborate. All the OTTs has to agree, all the customer has to agree.
So just think through.
Yes, sir.
So, wonderful. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
very
Sure,
much
sure.
for that.
Thank you, unicorns.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
B1
Thank you.
unicorn. Yeah. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Team Unicorns. It was a lovely presentation and great insights. And thank you so much for all the teams. A huge round of applause for all the participating teams. The diversity of innovative ideas presented in this round is truly impressive. Today's contest has raised the stakes and promising an even more thrilling journey ahead. As you know, the winners of today's elimination round will be stepping into the semi-finals of the TUP Season X, where you will be battling against the winners of the other elimination rounds. Now, as we build the suspense around today's winners and runner-ups, you will have to hold on to the excitement just a little longer. Rest assured, the results will be announced on our social media handles very shortly. So keep those notifications turned on. Now, as we wrap up this elimination round, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the jury for their insightful questions on all the ideas presented to you. A big thank you to the audience and the participating teams for creating such an interactive and exciting event for your visionary ideas. You were all fantastic. With that, this is me, Ashwin Singh Chauhan, signing off for today. Keep following us on social media handles and stay tuned for further updates. We will see you soon at TUP Season X semi-finals. Until then, take care. Have a great day. Thanks.